Yes, and we are live. This is the one and only MeechReal. You are listening to Live with MeechReal, the podcast. Y'all ain't excited? Y'all supposed to whoop or something, right? Whack.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Y'all so whack, man. So whack for that. So look, man, I just want to say special shout out to Oso Media Group. We are in the lovely Oso Media Group studios, man. I wish y'all could see all what's going on over here. But man, happy Sunday. Yes. This is Monday is my wife's favorite day of the week. Sunday is probably mine. I think Sunday is probably my favorite, just because this is like practice for the week. Like this is the game plan day. You know what I'm saying? Like you're supposed to be. So you go to church, you get you some. That's where you're supposed to get the schematics and all of that. That's where you get all that going on. Then Monday is when you execute. I heard from a podcast this week. My man said that execution is worship. So I'm ready to worship. So introduce yourselves, Miss lovely LaToya Early, and the one and only, the author, teacher, Teron Varner. Y'all tell the people a little bit about yourself real quick.
Ladies first.
Thank you. I appreciate that wonderful gesture. I am the amazing, wonderfully known vision coach and
wonderfully known.
Yes, wife of Mr. MeechReal himself. I am a vision coach, and I am president and founder of Chase Grid Enterprises. And I'm a mom, and I like long walks in the park. And
long walks?
Yeah, I do. I know you may not know that, but
that means
it's nothing. It's not. Listen, I'm into short walks to the refrigerator and to the bank.
That is absolutely terrible.
Yeah,
you got to maintain the big boy status.
I do.
No, don't encourage that.
Let me tell you why. Number one, nobody tries a big dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm already short. You feel me?
I feel that.
I want you to fix it. Be a husband right now. Can you fix this?
Deep.
Go ahead, Teron.
Even got husbandly duties on the job.
Absolutely.
All right, y'all. What's going on? My name's Teron Varner. As Meech stated, I'm an author, 3-time author. Educator. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm just trying to do big things in the community. You know, it's funny because people don't want to give you an opportunity in this life, but God got other plans, and He step in and be like, "You don't need a system. I need you to create your own." So that's what I'm out here moving in.
Sweet. How was the week? This is the weekend. So how was y'all weekend? What y'all get into? So our recap of what y'all got into, and So.
My work week ended pretty awesome. We did some pretty awesome things in the office. We did some video shooting this week. We finished up and tied up some loose ends as it pertained to a wonderful announcement we are making this week with Chase Grid Enterprises. I didn't have the best weekend. We had to put one of my oldest aunt to rest this weekend, and it was probably one of the most hurtful things that I've experienced this 2017. In the last 12 months, I've lost 2 aunts and an uncle, and it's been pretty tough on my family. So my weekend wasn't that well, but I did have a pretty awesome week.
Sweet. What you get into, Teron?
Well,
you right. Hey, you hung out with me this weekend.
I know, unfortunately, yeah. But no, yesterday. Oh, was that yesterday? Yeah, it was Saturday. Yesterday we did Church in the Hood. I gave free haircuts. It was really, really dope. Even though I had something funny happen. A kid got mad at me because I had to pack up early. Yeah. But see, I didn't put it against him because I understood that could potentially be his only time to get that haircut.
That's true.
His mom could be going through something. His dad could be going through something. So I really can't judge him in that situation because he was waiting there for quite some time. Even though LaToya Early just knocked over my live.
My bad.
I'm let that slide. But other than that, I'm just going through the 30-day fast. I'm about to set up my YouTube channel. I'm gonna drop the name for y'all real quick.
Hey, so what's real excited about that? Tell me why are you fasting? You don't have to tell us what you fasted. Okay. But tell us why you fasting.
I'm transparent. I'm real. That's what I'm.
You gonna tell us what you fasting from too?
I'm gonna say what I'm fasting on. So when I walked into this married life, there were some things that I was not prepared for. And, that's kind of my disagreement with a certain organization because they really don't speak on marriage as strongly as they should. So when I walked into this thing, when me and my wife started getting into it, it was a struggle. So, I talked to my boy Meech, and he suggested that I take a 30-day fast from sex. And at first I was
with your wife.
With my wife,
Right.
But
I'm glad that we had to make an emphasis on that.
Well, I'm saying, in all honesty,
that shouldn't have been something we had to emphasize.
Yeah, but in all honesty, it's with my wife, but it's for me, because when I stepped into the whole celibacy thing, I did it for her. I didn't do it for God. I didn't do it for me. So in essence, the fast is for me, but it's with my wife in this
And technically,
relationship.
any time that you're fasting, man, because it's such a vulnerable time, people that's in marriage that are married, there's no reason or way you should not at least be in agreement of the fast. But worst case scenario, y'all should definitely be fasting together, especially when it comes to things with like sex. Just anything. I think some of those things aren't even really negotiable when it comes to if we're going to do it, if we're on one accord, we should be doing it together because there's something that we both need to hear. Sure. So, and that was basically, I was trying to get my brother to that sometimes because we just go into movements and we're trying to figure out so much stuff and we're studying and we going through all these things that we don't take a lot of time and put in a lot of effort to like listen. You know what I'm saying? And fasting is a great opportunity to discipline yourself and put yourself in a position to hear from God, get some instructions, man, to go on with your day. So, which is super dope. It's funny. Our pastor actually taught today on wisdom, and he gave just the example of him, putting something together and we don't read instructions. And what we'll do is so he put this whole table together, and when he was finished, everything was in the right place. It was standing up, and then he realized that it was upside down. And I thought that was really funny is because then he had to tear it back down because he didn't read the instructions. So a lot of times we don't take the time to not just read or hear something, but to understand how to apply it. So it just shows how dope wisdom is, which actually segues perfectly to the show, man. The title of the show today is Shut Up, Man. Not Shut Up, Man, but Shut Up.
Are you telling me to shut up?
I'm telling everybody to shut up. The show is it's legit telling everybody to shut up. I am so extreme and serious about how dope the concept of you shutting up can be that I think everybody should take exactly what I just said personally. When I say shut up, I am talking to you. So if you're listening, if your mom in the room, MeechReal told your mama to shut up. I'd like that. I think that really happened.
I think you should rephrase that when you're talking to me.
No, everybody need to shut up. Let me tell you.
Maybe if you put please at the end, it may be a little better.
I think if you put please after shut up, it takes away shut up. You know what I'm saying? Because when please becomes a request, shut up is a demand. Let me tell you why it's a demand. The Bible first talks about be slow to speak and quick to listen. Man, there's so much information that you can get when you just listen. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times we're so ready to put our position out or our propaganda that we don't listen. So my weekend was dope outside of, morning for my wife and actually another brother of mine who had lost in his family too, man. So shout out to my family. And just keep walking, keep moving. And what?
Your uncle. You had.
I said family. I didn't want to say names and.
No, right. Okay.
Well, yeah. My uncle lost his mother. And I had another brother who lost a father. My wife lost an aunt.
See how Toya and Meech be.
There was another cousin. She trying to run my show. Like that's why the title. That's why Shut Up is so like she not taking heed to the message. LaRue just told me to shut up. See, Facebook Live is so rude. Let me tell you why shutting up. Like I said, being slow to speak. So we was at Tuesday. We were able to walk around Peterson Park. So shout out to Peterson Park. They showed a lot of love, but we were able to walk around the neighborhood, man, talk to people. And pray. We was kind of just promoting the event that was Saturday for Church in the Hood. And the one thing that I did notice when we first came out, we was just directly going up to people and say, hey, come out to Church in the Hood. And in the beginning, we got a little bit of flack because people heard the word church. You know what I'm saying? And after me recognizing that and just paying attention, instead of really us saying, hey, this is for you, or hey, this is for, we more or less walked in and start asking people questions like, hey, how y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? What's going on? Do y'all live around the neighborhood? Just to kind of open it up. And also what I was able to do is to start asking them questions so I could start hearing what they were talking about. Because then you can start hearing like, okay, this person is kind of in church or know of God. Hey man, we got this event, Church in the Hood. Then there's other people who if you listen to them a little bit, who are not necessarily, I don't want to say non-believers, but they may not be really rocking with the church. The church don't got a really great, it don't roll off the tongue for everybody too great. You know what I'm saying? So when you hear it, there's a lot of people with a bad taste in their mouth. So what it helped me and blessed me with is the more and more I started to listen, the less and less I really had to sell or talk. You know what I'm saying? I was actually getting information on how I was going to be able to persuade them without talking. So shut up so you can learn something. Y'all, how y'all feel about that? You feel better about shutting up now? No?
I still don't like the phrase shut up.
No?
No, that is a rude way to tell someone to be quiet and listen. And I think that when you sit in a space or in a place with people that are intelligent and who are always looking to learn, you don't have to tell them to shut up.
That's very
telling
true.
Someone to shut up, or you're talking to an audience of people who are hard-headed, rebellious, don't like to listen. So unfortunately, I guess I don't have to get offended because
I ain't talking.
I'm not one of those people.
But see, check this out. So if you was listening to me explain it, then you knew I wasn't talking to you. You get that?
Absolutely.
So technically, you still should have had to shut up to understand that I wasn't even telling you to shut up.
As long as we got it that you're not telling me to shut up, I'm okay. I got it.
But no, so really, man, it was really just a blessing, man, to hear that revelation and get it reinforced at church of how important instruction is, and how when you get instructions, it's a piece of paper. You can't talk the paper, meaning that you have to read, and it's more important about what is on the paper and you understand it versus what you have to say or what your input is, because everything doesn't also always need your immediate input. So even though y'all have known my wife, and Teron has been here once before we actually switch over to the CHH plug, from the CHH plug, we're going to play our little game that I like to get it started with is You a Lie. Yeah, y'all with it? Do y'all understand the rules of You a Lie?
No, do you have the rules? Because see, last week I gotta stand in for my homegirl chick. Last week y'all was rocking out, y'all was doing so good, and y'all did You a Lie, and yeah, the game was all jacked up. So I gotta really make sure I stand in for her to make sure.
Okay, the rules of You a Lie for everybody who is watching, listening, the people that'll be hearing this next week. The game is called You a Lie, okay? So we're going to take five facts, and we're going to find out one of them is a lie.
Yes, 4 truths.
So they're right. So it's going to be 4 truths, 1 lie.
Yes.
Right. So y'all ready? So we went Toya first, so we're gonna go you first. Teron.
All right.
I want to hear this because I think I can call him out.
Okay, so 1, I was married at 24. 2,
you only like 22 now. No, keep going. I'm sorry.
you try to josh me on my age.
Go ahead.
I'm 25. She made me lose track. Okay.
Sorry.
See that? Well, okay, 1, I got married at 24. Okay. 2, even though I already told you this, I'm a 3-time author.
Okay.
3, I'm a teacher. 4, I ain't got no job.
He ain't tried real hard to shake. We know
all of these. You didn't try.
I told them beforehand that I was gonna suck at this game.
Go ahead. What's the 4th one?
The 5th
I'm on
one.
my 5th.
Right, and this is the lie. So what's the 5th one?
No, this ain't the lie.
You halfway a frog.
Oh my God, I'm halfway a frog.
What's your 5th one? Go ahead. What's your 5th one?
What's your 5th one?
I'm a halfway a frog. There you go.
Terrible.
Oh, you messed up the game.
But hold on, it's been 2 years.
You messed up the game.
You been married for 2 years?
Yeah. No, 1 year.
1 year.
You got married at 23.
He got married at 24.
Okay, that's what you said.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it's been 2 years, bro. That's almost 2 years, no?
No, it's not.
It's a year.
Y'all living in the past.
It's a year and 2 months.
Y'all should round up. We on 7. This is July.
Y'all
need to round up. Go ahead, sweetheart.
Okay, so.
See how they just poked my holes.
So the lie is that Teron is halfway a frog.
No, the lie is he don't have a job. He a teacher. He gave us 2 lies.
Yeah, he didn't have a job and that he was a teacher. But he is a teacher.
Right. So that means he has a job.
No, I'm not. See, I got them.
You said you're not a teacher?
So I said I ain't got no job.
But you said you're a teacher.
And I said I'm a teacher.
So
I am a teacher.
But you don't have a job.
But I'm
But
an educator. Which is two different things.
Oh my God. Now, here we go.
And then the fact they thought that I ain't got no job is a lie though. But see, that's actually a lie because I do got a job. See, people think just because you don't work for a traditional job that you ain't got no job. And in essence, I'm working for myself, and that's the hardest job I've ever had to do. So,
Go ahead, sweetheart.
That was too deep.
God
No, you
God
didn't. That was too deep. That was too deep. Okay, so look, let me go ahead with my four truths and a lie. I had to write mine down because my brain does not move that quickly. So one of my facts, I've had 7 businesses before Chase Great Enterprises. My favorite restaurant is Applebee's. I own a school. My favorite movie is Ratatouille. And I am working on book number 5. Let's see if my husband knows.
You know I know.
The lie.
The lie is that your favorite movie is Ratatouille.
Yeah, I was about to flame her for that one.
First of all, let me tell y'all why.
This is the second time I've been on this show and that our personal question has been challenged about me and he's failed. So I just want everyone that listens to Live with MeechReal that
Ratatouille is your favorite movie?
Absolutely. How many times have I told you that I love Ratatouille?
Okay, wait, can I? You ain't right on here. Can I read it?
Yes.
Let me look.
My wife is lying. Let me tell you why she's lying. She may be lying to herself. We just sat in the room this morning, and my son was talking. We were talking, and she said Trolls is her favorite movie. Now it's Ratatouille.
No, Ratatouille.
I can't stay in this marriage with all of these lies. Jesus.
Okay, I think I know what it is.
Which one is it?
Even though I could be wrong because it may be saying how she classified. I own a school.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Hey guys, I really do
own a school. That's the truth.
See, I was going to
Chase Great Coaching Institute.
It's Ratatouille.
No, it's not.
She talked about me because I was deep.
I don't understand why you lying to me like you don't love me.
You don't even know. I can't believe that you don't know which one is the lie. Now I got to show him.
Meech can't understand that Ratatouille.
Okay, so listen, I'm going to go
First
through
of all,
again.
let me tell you what's the problem with Ratatouille. We lived in a house
Oh,
and we
here
had
we go.
rats. So watching the movie is the grossest, like they told this rat was touching food and he in this dude's hair. If you've ever seen the rat, you understand how disgusting that movie is filthy. Bro, it's nothing funny about it.
You profiling a rat, bro. How you
absolutely.
not know a rat can teach you how to cook?
First of all, rats are rats.
Here's my thing. Here's my logic. This is
rats are animals. They can only live by their instincts. So every rat is rat. That's the difference between rats and profiling black people. Go ahead.
What? Nobody said nothing about profiling black people.
He said profiling the rat. So you can't profile a rat because a rat is a rat. We humans is the only people that's gifted with the gift of choice, and that's only limited to desires and dreams and this, that, and forth. We can't.
Choose.
But let me tell you how dope this is. There are animals that can switch their sex, but they don't have actually always the gift of choice as man does. But man has the power and anointing to choose and make choices, but we can't change our sex. But just keep going.
But here's my logic on the reason why I love the movie Ratatouille. Yes, it is a rat who...
So the lie is that your favorite spot ain't Applebee's.
Thank you.
But no,
thank
it's
you.
two lies.
Thank you. I'm glad that you identified that.
No, it's
not Ruby Tuesdays either.
No, the burger place.
What burger place? You talking Tony's?
No.
Tony's.
No.
And that's the place where you get all the food. The place where you can have a heart attack at.
Red Robin.
Yeah, that's our favorite place.
Bad bread. See that?
Sure.
Oh no.
So
Ratatouille not your favorite movie?
Ratatouille. Let me tell you why I love Ratatouille. First of all, like
we
any
need a
type
counselor.
of movie.
If you do any type of, if you're listening to this show right now, you do any type of marital counseling. I need you to reach out to me at Meech.
We have one that's on here. Listen, I love Ratatouille because it signifies that anybody can be great, right? So
not
listen,
rats can be great.
Rats can be great. You don't know what rats can do in their tribe, so leave them alone. But what I'm saying is, Ratatouille, Trolls, Singer, what was that movie? Whatever it was. I love movies like that because I love to help people be great. So I figured...
Why we playing the game? So everybody has been able to hear that she's admitted that she lied.
I didn't lie. I love Ratatouille.
You just named 3 other movies that you said was your favorite.
No, I didn't. I said I love Ratatouille is my all-time favorite.
Hold on.
Down.
What
Case
was
closed.
What was this?
Why are we arguing about what I love? I don't understand.
Your favorite?
My favorite.
Because you didn't say what you love. You said your favorite. See, you don't. See, I listen. And because I listen, I was able to dissect the truth of what was really going on.
I've had 7 businesses before Chase Great.
You want to name them?
My favorite restaurant is not Applebee's.
Hold on. Name the 7 businesses.
Do you really want to put it out there like that?
I mean, we just talking about they getting to know you.
Sweet. So my very first business was Passion Parties with Toya, where I sold adult.
You sold toys.
Yes. Thank you.
Sex toys?
Sex toys.
I have just found out some information.
You know that?
Sex
toys for Christian?
Yes, I did multi-level marketing and I sold sex toys. I had a demolition company. It was called Yarber's Demolition. And
I didn't know the name. I know it was Yarber Demolition.
Yeah, it was that was my second business, so I really didn't know. I had an event planning company. It was called Eventful Planning. I had an organization. It was called Girls' Rights. I was co-owner of a semi-professional basketball team called Motor City Falcons. I had the company before Chase Great, which was Mayan Business Consulting. And did I miss something?
And it's what you have now.
And Chase Great is my 8th, which means new beginning. So it has kept me pretty on the straight and narrow.
Your favorite movie was Ratatouille.
Listen, don't be mad. Now
you told my son this morning that your favorite movie is Trolls.
No, my kids know that my favorite movie is Ratatouille. How my husband don't know my favorite movie is Ratatouille. Anyway, let's what's yours?
So maybe
give me your 4 truths.
Technically, maybe this is a lesson in listening. Because sometimes, let me tell y'all something.
See, this is why it's so important for you to shut up, right? Because remember, he just told me how important it was to shut up. And if sometimes, while the wife should sometimes be quiet and listen, I think it would be a good, strong exercise for the husbands to do the same. So that's just a pointer for my husbands out there. All my husbands, make sure you be quiet and listen to your wife.
Yeah, and also I'm gonna give y'all 10 tips later. 10 tips and later on in the show about effective listening and active listening. And one of them, just to give y'all a sneak preview of them, is that when you listen to someone, what the actual words they're saying is less important than actually it's things that's inside of what they're saying. So when you listen to somebody, you have to pay attention to body language. You have to pay attention to its inflections in their voice. You can start, and this is all with intention. This is actively being attentive to what this person is saying and actually paying attention, because like I said, it's a lot of nonverbal cues that you'll get from what they're saying. So when my wife said her favorite movie was Trolls, I should have paid more attention to what she was not saying, so I could have figured that she liked this nasty, terrible, trifling movie about a rat running around the city touching food.
No, wait, let's backtrack. Communication is not about reading someone's mind. That's not what That's not what effective communication is.
No.
So I don't want you to read what you think I'm saying. I want you to hear and be able to receive exactly what I'm saying.
No, right. No, what I'm not reading people's mind. I'm saying that there's a lot of most things in conversation. Most of what a person is saying is nonverbal. The words is only a tip of the iceberg of what they're actually trying to convey and say, because 90% of most. I give you this 90%. Most people aren't direct and upfront with exactly how they feel and what they're saying. So no, if you read somebody's mind, we all know the saying, when you assume you look like this. And it's in the Bible, so it's not cousin. But no, seriously, you have to pay attention. And this goes with relationship. You can't do this when you just first meet somebody at the bus stop and you just, because you don't have that time to, we're talking meet somebody at the bus stop.
I pulled back mine.
I
withdrew my statement.
I'm just saying, with relationship and taking time to actually listen to somebody and growing into them and paying attention to them, and this is on a regular basis, that you'll begin to pick up when a person is talking about something and they really believe it. Because you ask people all the time, how you feeling? I'm fine. And they're lying.
Absolutely. Now, that really kind of stems off of what we were talking about today in church about happiness, and how sometimes we as people are so conditioned with giving the external right answer. And I can't agree with you as it pertains to body language and using discernment, because if you come up to me and say I'm good, and I'm looking you dead in your face and your eyes are glossy, your body language is sluggish or depressed, I can feel that you're not good. So point to Meech.
Yeah. So actually, we got a letter today, man, which is also the dopest part about listening and actively listening to somebody is that it gives you an opportunity to give them an answer for what they're looking for and not what you think they need. You know, because a lot of times we will assume what a person needs off of judging just their persona, their perspective, their Facebook, their social media stature or whatever. When actually, if I can listen to you, I can hear. So we got a new segment I'm introducing today that I actually started with the Christian Rant, which is actually my first Christian anything, or my first business or any type of, it was my first blog. It's called the Christian Rant that y'all can still check out on WordPress. Yeah, it's still on WordPress. It's the Christian Rant. It's called Dear Mr. Christian, where I'm actually going to read an email that I received years ago. And we're going to listen, which is also dope because I'm going to get to show you a little bit about perspective, where we're gonna listen to what the question is, and we're going to knock around the table and see if we can get that person some actual real feedback. Sweet? So we're going to go ahead and do that. And we'll,
that works.
So we'll come back and hit y'all with that.
My name is Jermaine James, and I'm the president and founder of Bellwether Fashion. I want people to understand that I am the brand. And when I say I am the brand, I mean that you are the brand. It's that whatever moment you're in, you know, if you're a young kid that's striving to be a lawyer, when you're studying for the bar, and when you're taking the bar exam, you are a Bellwether. If you're a photographer, every time you pick up that camera, you're a Bellwether. Basketball player, every time you're at practice, every time you touch the court, every time you do a drill, you're a Bellwether. And so everyone has to understand that it's not about me, it's not about Jermaine, it's about everyone. Everyone is a Bellwether in their own right. So I am the brand.
Yes, and we are back. This is the one and only MeechReal, man. Y'all are listening to Live with MeechReal, the podcast. This is actually our first episode for the podcast listeners, so shout out to y'all. Y'all got something special that our live social media audience didn't get to check out. So y'all gonna have to head over to Live with MeechReal to hear that special thing. It's actually super special, so I'm excited.
That was awesome.
Why you make that face?
They can't see me, so I figured it was okay.
What's wrong? You don't like the surprise? Live with MeechReal.com is like the stupidest, dopest.
It is. I must.
Yeah, I got about 6 or 7 episodes on there right now. From me getting talked to Path of Revelation. I had the real ones. I had my man Zay Hill on there. You were on that one as well. When we Meech Madness, we battled Brittany Chantel's team. And when I battled y'all, I put that on there.
Pretty Girls Praise.
Brittany Chantel's team. Pretty Girls Praise. I mean, kind of the same thing, you know.
Maybe.
No? Like LeBron's team. She like the LeBron
Really?
of Pretty Girls Praise.
No.
You know, it's the Cavaliers still.
That's
but still.
rude. She has other people on her team. But anyway.
So, y'all ready?
I'm ready.
Y'all got y'all thinking caps on?
I never take it off.
You never take your thinking
It's
cap off?
embedded.
You got yours on, Teron? You ready? Okay, so, Dear Mr. Christian is the subject. Now, anybody, man, we'll do this every week. So if you have any questions, concerns, I'm talking about, man, if you say, Dear Mr. Christian, my credit is 5, and I need whatever you want to ask.
They may not exist if their credit is a 5.
I'm just saying, whatever you want to know, we are going to give you some sound information. So you email me at meech@livewithmeechreal.com. It's meech@livewithmeechreal.com. And we'll give you some super sound information, as well as put some Jesus on it so that it's got some power behind it. And yeah, so y'all ready? Sweet. So the question is, hey Meech, I read your Dear Mr. Christian article and I wanted to ask you a question. I'm a very passionate person, as well as I am someone who is ready to graduate and go into my career and grow as an individual. The issue is my friends are stuck in the past and all they want to do is reminisce, and I'm so over it. We argue a lot because I don't want to talk about it anymore, especially my best friend, and we talk every single day, but I'm so frustrated. I think I should just find more people that share my likes and wants and let him stay where he is. How do I do this without arguing or burning a bridge? What y'all got? That's the question. Y'all want me to read it again so y'all can listen some more?
Yes, please.
The
first
two sentences. Oh, the first?
Yeah, I need you. Yeah.
Y'all want to get the question? You want me to break the questions up?
Yes.
Okay, so the first question is that he's basically telling her that he's ready to move on. He's ready to graduate, go into his career, and all his friends are stuck in the past. All they want to do is talk about, they want to reminisce. Mm-hmm. So they argue a lot because that person don't want to do that no more. So him and his best friend who are really close. He said they talk every day, but he's frustrated. He says he thinks he should just hang out with a different group of people and leave homie by himself.
I got you.
But he says, how does he do this without it becoming a fight and without burning that bridge?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll jump in. Okay. I'll tag in. I believe that as you mature and as you grow, us as people, we have seasons. And we have to understand that friendships are sometimes seasonal as well. This is so funny. I wrote a book called My Frenemy, which is still sitting on my desktop. But I wrote it because I was in a place in my life where the friends that I thought that I had in my younger years were starting to dwindle away, and I didn't understand.
That's like that song, "Who Are You" with Jay Will.
Oh yeah.
Revelation.
Absolutely.
Like, just because you knew me doesn't mean that you know me.
Know me now. Yeah. But that's the thing. So whether or not you're burning a bridge, and I'm not saying to be mean or to be rude, but as you mature and as you grow, as you evolve, your friendships should change. Of course, if you're looking, you want to flock with people who are going in the direction that you're going in.
You want to flock with people who flock with you. You get it?
Sure. So I think
I need a cymbal hit right there. Like,
you need what is it? The Apollo when they used the
sweeper, street sweeper.
That's probably because that was corny. So I think that you should evaluate it if the friendship is not going in the direction that you want to go in professionally. Then it may be something that you need to reevaluate, and it's okay to kind of fade out. You don't have to make this grand exit. You can very nicely just begin to fade out, begin to find new people to hang around. And it doesn't have to be something that's, tragic. I
think it is tough because sometimes we feel, just because we watch movies and all that, we feel like we got to have this grand, like we got to say, listen, man, we've been friends for a long time now.
You don't have to break up.
Listen, man, we was friends when I had 45 followers. Now I'm at 1,500. I just don't feel like we moving in the same places, bro. You only get 2 likes on every one of your posts, bro. I just don't want to,
I think that's way too much. But this is kind of I'm starting to retract my thought because because now I'm listening.
But see, that's an exact point of sometimes, which I've been learning is that, and it's because we all have like I said, really good hearts. We like most people, and I want to say most. I'm not gonna say all because I'll be lying. Most people are good. You know what I'm saying? They overall don't want to do the wrong thing. So when somebody has an issue, a lot of times we want to immediately give you an answer. You know what I'm saying? And my first answer before, like I said, especially before I got married, when I had a problem with a female or a dude, I wouldn't tell you anything.
Yeah.
I've never broken up with one girlnever in my entire life.
That was my secret.
Was that your secret?
That's probably why we married. That sucks.
I still have about 5 or 6 girlfriends. We never broke up.
That is so terrible.
He just like stopped.
I was terrible with breaking up. I would just not talk to you.
2 weeks ago.
Did you?
I don't know what happened to her.
But see,
I would just stop talking to him.
And what was bold is that when they would bump into me, they would call me like a couple weeks later. I'll finally answer the phone, or they'd call me private, and I'll make a mistake and answer. And they'd be like, "Hey, what's going on?" I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" I'm like, "I haven't seen you in a couple weeks." I'm like, "I mean, what?" Like I would act like I would almost like we never dated. Like, what do you? What do you like?
See, mine is a little different. I would still talk to you, but I would like.
So you would jump back in like it was nothing.
Yeah, I mean, if I felt like it was like double dutch. If I felt like jumping back in, I jump back in. If I didn't, I didn't. But I never really said to you like, "Hey." So I apologize because
that
honestly,
that phrase sucks. Now this is the battle. with that because
Sound like a drive.
I've had issues in relationships with people who I generally like, but we disagree. And one of the things that God has showed me, man, blessed me with is space and listening. So sometimes everything does not need a direct and exact reaction in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Because you can be super frustrated with something and even with someone. And if you respond or if you react, you could actually not just burn a bridge, man, but you could offend somebody for no reason.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I think the one thing, man.
Here's where I've learned the difference between responding and reacting. I was definitely a reactor. You said something and I reacted. Now I'm learning, and this is where that whole maturity comes from with the Dear Christian, is that when you get to a place where you are seeking wisdom, you're seeking knowledge, you're seeking understanding, you learn that you don't react to everything. You do have to learn how to respond. And what that means is that you've taken the information and you've allowed it to process so that whatever your response is to whatever it is that you're discussing, the articulation of it will come off as if you process the information versus you responding out of emotion or responding out of, being upset or being afraid of something.
And also, man, whoever, I'm not. This whole you can only have the friends you had when you were 7 years old is foolishness.
It is.
It's like if
only person I need to stay that long with is my husband.
I'm just saying, and that's not even true because people die. You know what I'm saying? So your husband might die when you're 40. You need to start a whole new life. You know what I'm saying? I think the only person you're supposed to stay with that long is God. But I mean, for real, I think that if that was the case, then why do you go to second grade? Why do you go to fourth grade? Why do you go to fifth grade? If it was all about staying in one place so that it would remain the same? First of all, I don't think that you need to have just one group of friends. I think that you should have a selection of people in many different factions for many different, responsibilities and purposes.
When I was in college, I had two groups of friends, right? I had my classy group of friends where and this is BC, so we would sit and we would drink wine and talk about the important things in life.
Talk about boys and stuff?
No, I said the important things in life. Then I had the friends, my little thotties, that we would just do dumb stuff. And those are the ones that we would talk about boys and waste time and waste valuable space in our life. But I had fun on both sides. So I do think that it's pretty healthy and balanced to have different groups of friends.
Now, just to help y'all with that, even with that, this doesn't mean that you get a bipolar association. You know what I'm saying? That
no, right. Be the same person.
Like I said, I'm an artist. You know what I'm saying? I'm a writer, radio personality, all that. I have a group of friends who are strictly rappers, like they legit artists. I have a group of friends who are into sports. They're into different group of things. I have another group of friends, man, where we're all just fathers and we grew up together and just matured. And so because the one thing that you need in this world, man, is information. And it goes back to the lesson this morning, man, is that once you get the information, the wisdom would help you how you apply it and how it makes you better. So there may be a group of your friends where y'all maybe just hang out. Maybe y'all do reminisce every couple months. And hey, because sometimes reminiscing ain't always bad. But then you got some friends that, hey, man, listen, I got this business proposal that's coming up next month. I need y'all, you know what I'm saying? I need accountability group. I need a accountability group for my walk with God. I need an accountability group for my business endeavors. I need and then, and you use them as such. So with that being said, what you think, T?
That's necessary.
We talk about our circle of friends. We talk about how sometimes God puts us in each other's lives for a reason. So I would say in that particular situation, God could be using you, meaning the person that wrote that letter or sent you that email, to strengthen the other person.
That's true.
Because it works hand in hand. The only time I say really cut a friendship or cut a tie with somebody is when they're deterring you from going further.
Okay, right.
Okay.
When they start sapping you from what you want to do or whatever.
And if they're not deterring you from where you're going, why cut that bridge? They could be looking for you for that motivation.
That's true.
So unless somebody is really kind of weighing on you and distracting you from what you're doing, I wouldn't cut a tie. I wouldn't burn a bridge. Yeah. So, we all in this together. We can't just kick people to the side because we got one up on them. And I think that's a major problem, not only in society, but definitely within the Black community. Because once we rise up, we say, forget everybody else. I can't do that. I ain't that type of person. I don't live like that. And we just leave people behind when in essence, we should all kind of lift each other up. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that's a burden, but
true.
The most powerful people, the people that we talk about every February, they put that burden on their shoulders and they rose people up. Yeah. So I think that's what we kind of need to do, even in our friendship.
Absolutely. And I know one thing that, when even hearing that, because speaking to people who talk about who do leave or this, that, for, a lot of people have been hurt, been let down, been taken advantage of, this, that, and the fourth. And see, the one thing that we try to do, and my father actually told me this a while ago, is that you can't protect people from people they're supposed to love. So we try to maneuver and we try to do a lot of things to avoid something that may be unavoidable like this, because a lot of things happen sometimes because God needs you in a certain place. So as hard as it is to understand, sometimes these things are necessary for you to, for you to experience, for you to deal with, for you to go through. And the battle really is, man, understanding that, because that's information. Yeah. If we just look at everything like information, everything that you take in is something that you're supposed to use to better yourself, to better someone else. So, I really just think about it, man. Sometimes, like I said, space can actually heal a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Just think about a cut, man. Sometimes you just in there picking it, could actually irritate it and become infected and make it a sore and leave a deeper scar than it was actually initially designed to leave. So I think it's a lot of, like I said, listening. It's a lot of stepping back. I think about David in the Bible, man. There's a lot of things that he asked God to do, but asked God for direction. So I think sometimes even in those situations when you're getting frustrated and you need to listen, you need to shut up, like just sit back, say, God, what I want to do, and sit there. It's because sometimes we want, when that happens, what do we want God to do? Answer, hey God, what should I do? All right, Demetrious, what you like? We want to hear that. We want to hear that immediate response, and it's like, no. It's actually one of my favorite parts in the Bible, where I thought Jesus was kind of being thugged out, where, some people came to him and talked to him. He was drawing in the sand and they asked him a question and he kept drawing in the sand, looked up, gave him an answer, then went back to drawing in the sand. Like that's my thugged out Jesus moment, like, because he was so
interested.
So, all right. And he went back, but it's really, man, I think it was really, first of all, he was
the definition of a thug is being unbothered.
Yeah.
Not even worried.
Not even bothered. But he was Jesus, so what was he worried about? Well, I guess he was worried about something, but that's all. But no, straight up, in a way, man, I think that was a perfect example as well. One, because Jesus, he didn't react and respond. You think of how many times in the Bible, in John, like when the scripture that is obliterated about he without sin cast the first stone. When they brought him to her, oh, she's an adulterer, killer. If Jesus was to have reacted, he might have killed Girly. You know what I'm saying? But what is the first thing he did? He stopped. First of all, he asked him a question. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the dopest things. That's also a tactic when you're having issues with friends, man, is stop telling people what's wrong with them. Start asking them questions and giving them a mirror. Like, hey, man, I saw you make that Instagram live. It's like, what was you talking about in that? And let them talk about it and say, well, why? And start giving them a mirror, because people are so defensive. Sometimes the only thing that can penetrate them is themselves. So turn it on them a little bit. So real quick, we're going to take this is a millionaire mindset moment, right? So because I'm about to get some M's, I was reading Forbes, right? And Forbes has these 10 steps of active listening. It's actually 10 tips to develop effective listening skills. So I wanted to give this because my wife needs to listen better. So it's a joke.
Shade has been thrown.
You think so? Only reason I can throw shade is because I'm the son. So you can't have shade without the sun. But anyway,
wait till you go home.
Bars. I gotta work at 1:00. It's okay.
That don't mean nothing.
I don't even gotta go home. I can just go straight to work.
Try it.
So look. So this is actually on the Forbes, Forbes.com. So the first tip, man, is to face the speaker. Eye that's normal. That's just straight up eye contact. So the second one is be attentive but relaxed. Have you ever talked to somebody and they like legit be intense, even if they're trying to listen to you, but they sit there, they got their arms folded, and they just like did kind of like the drunk conversation, like, and they just be in your face. You can just feel them radiating. Like you gotta have an atmosphere where somebody don't feel like you a creep or you about to punch them in the face. So like you gotta relax.
I wanna kind of elaborate on the first one
Go ahead.
because you skipped over it.
Face the
quickly.
speaker and eye contact.
That's not always easy for people.
Eye contact is
Absolutely.
actually a battle. Yeah.
How many times?
I don't
have
like
you
giving
had-
people eye contact because one, I don't want you to fall in love. Or no. Okay. I'm just saying.
Diablo.
No, I'm just saying.
You don't want someone to fall in love.
Yeah, so I got to be careful with eye contact.
You don't. So you
It's-
don't
it's-
look in the eyes of grown men.
Yeah, he was talking.
I really struggle with looking in the eyes of grown men.
So he only give advice to people.
So to kids. So that's even worse.
No, straight up. I do battle with the eye contact one thing because sometimes like I do feel like it can come off intense. And let me tell you why. Because I connect that to back in the day when you had a problem with somebody, you stepped to them.
True.
And I locked
but
in
here's
on
the
you.
thing about making sure that you have eye contact, because what happens is when you're not able to look someone in the eye when you're talking to them, you are semi giving them some sort of superiority over the conversation. So some sort of dominion. Now, while you're not doing it on purpose, but it is showing that you're either intimidated or that you
When I
are
don't-
uncomfortable.
When I don't connect
When you don't,
eye contact.
yes, when you're having a conversation with someone and you keep veering your eyes off and you're looking into the sky, give the person eye contact, because what you're doing is you are confirming whatever this is coming out of your mouth. So if you're not confident in the information or that you're delivering, okay, then I can understand why you're looking all to the left. But if you are confident in the words that you're sharing, you need to give eye contact.
And I think it's also one way to show someone that you have their attention. Nowadays, man, everybody is yelling. Everybody got something to say at the exact same time. And sometimes that can be overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're not listening, like I said, it's like you almost having 3 or 4 or 5 different conversations at one time.
And people are losing these skills because of social media. Social media and text messaging does not exercise the skill of having a discussion or a conversation. It is something wrong with text messaging. And I can't say that I use it as a defense as well. It's a bush that we hide behind of when we don't want to be exposed.
You think so?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's no reason why we can't pick up the phone and talk to someone. It's always something through a text message or through an email. Remember, there was a time where we didn't have that. So why is it that every time that I talk to you, it has to be via text message?
I grew up in the age before I had to text people. I was aiming them. Or
really?
I hit you up on MySpace.
You was dialing up? Come on.
And you know, true for in my house, when I did the real review for Reed B Versus. That's on my website too. Y'all can check that out. But anyway, we had a rotary phone downstairs. And it was frustrating because you'll make a mistake. You have to start all the way over. Like, forget it. I don't even want to talk to him no more. I don't care whatever I had to say. But no, I think the eye contact, man, and facing the person you're talking to shows them that I'm listening to what you got to say. I think that's really important.
I just took Meech's list. I want to read a couple to give you a break.
Go ahead.
No?
Go ahead.
You want to read them?
Go ahead.
See, this is the beauty of being the wife behind MeechReal. So his first one was face the speaker, make sure you have eye contact. Our second was be attentive and not relaxed, right? But relaxed.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. We got a question. So have you ever been so into what somebody else was saying, you forget to say your real good responses? That's when the conversation is over. You want to call them just to say the good stuff. Honestly, I think that's actually a blessing in disguise, because sometimes you do have, oh man, I got this. I'm about to, want to tell them, and then you listen to them for so long, you forget what you have to say. I think sometimes that's a great opportunity, because sometimes some people just need to talk. They just need to get it off their chest.
Yeah.
Everybody doesn't need you to solve their problems. I mean, especially fellas, y'all date women. Y'all know a lot of times women just want to complain. They don't want a response. They don't want you to fix it. They just like, I just wanted you to hear me. Like, oh.
You do know I'm sitting here, right?
I said women. I ain't saying marriage. I said men.
But I am a woman.
That you're a woman.
Yeah, so that kind of categorizes me in that broad statement.
It's true.
No, when I speak, it's because I'm seeking some sort of solution. 98% of the time, I'm seeking a solution. Unfortunately, you don't shut up long enough to listen so that you can help me create a
Y'all
solution.
see what I got to go through this whole show? Them going back and forth to each other like this.
You think so?
This is great.
Go ahead.
This is what happens in the early household. Now, and Meech always shares it. This is one of the reasons what attracted us to one another is because I'm not the woman who, I'm not going to say I don't want to use the word passive.
It was sis. It was about
sis. Did you just call me sis?
No, I'm answering one of our Facebook Live listeners.
I was just asking. I was
God, about to get
listen. No, I cannot stand
because she was not
the
listening.
term
Because she was
sis.
not listening. Well, my sister in Christ asked. She said that no, the conversation is about listening. And honestly, man, like I said, if you pay attention, if you dissect interactions, you can hear. Actually, you can hear a lot of communication breakdowns from how people respond to one another. You can also hear what a person's true desire in the conversation is. So sometimes when two people are talking and you start seeing them talk at each other and they're not even responding to one another anymore, they're just going, responding with more of the information and them pushing their propaganda per se, is that their desire was never to gain understanding. That's why Facebook arguments are almost as profitable as ramming your head dead into a wall and just keep slamming into a wall, because most people on social media aren't there to learn anything. They're there to be heard. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to be heard and nobody wants to listen.
Absolutely.
So
that's one of my biggest dilemmas. I'm not a status.
I don't
beef.
think, to be honest, I don't think nobody on social media should argue on statuses, because I've never not seen one. I've never seen a Facebook status or argument stop where somebody was like, dog, I never thought of it that way. Thank you for your perspective.
Right.
You usually hear people argue and
But
battle.
it's the same thing with the same point that you just made, the talking at one another instead of communicating, talking to one another. So when
okay, she gave us clarity. So basically, when you argue with somebody, which is a dope kind of a state. So if you argue with somebody, you forget to get them the good stuff. I've done that just because you're being mad. Perfect example. The reason why you forget stuff when you're arguing and you're mad is because you're not thinking. A lot of people, when they start getting upset, the more upset you get, the less you're actually using your brain. That's another reason why listening and being honest to desire some type of reconciliation or actually hearing the other person's perspective helps in arguments where then we're not going to argue because we disagree and I really need to understand what the heck you talking about, because right now I think you're on some bullcrap.
But that goes back to
that's
the scripture.
actually one of the tips. Yeah.
And that goes back to the scripture that you just shared about being quick to listen and slow to speak. When you're angry, you so quick to get everything out. 9 times out of 10, the good stuff is probably the stuff that may hurt the worst. So you forget it
to get your
so
jabs
that you can
in.
get your jabs in instead of just being silent and listening so that you can understand that other person's perspective. We're always trying to win. And so that's the biggest issue when it comes to dialogue, is that it doesn't always have to be a winner. You're the winner if you're receiving and understanding the information that's being shared. So which brings me to the next tip that Meech has, which is keep an open mind. Keeping an open mind when you're in conversation with other people, and listen to the words and try to picture what the speaker is saying. That's probably really difficult because we're always so quick. We're not really listening. We're just looking for points where we can hit back.
Rebuttal.
Or we can,
Yep.
we're looking for spaces for rebuttal. So we never even give ourselves that time to picture the words that they're saying.
Picture what they saying. See, I open mind. You know, when you're in church and they say open, hearts and minds clear. I think in a disagreement, if you could put yourself in a position where you're like, okay, I'm gonna dump out everything I'm thinking to rebuttal, and I'm just gonna listen to you talk, and I want to picture. So it's not even about my position right now. I need to picture. I need you to show me where you at. Kind of like a GPS. I talk about it all the time. Is that the one thing that we do in conversations that a GPS wouldn't do, and we would like be lost forever, is when you put in a GPS don't just say, okay, this is where you need to go. It tells you where you are first, and it takes you to where you want to go. So a lot of times in an argument, before you can even argue with somebody, if you really think about it, I need to know where you at. I need to know where your head at. I need to know what your perspective is.
But that goes back to the maturity. That goes back to when we were learning about wisdom and understanding that success is not what you have material wise.
True.
Success is how much wisdom you're able to apply to your situation.
Yeah.
So if I'm listening to what you're saying instead of looking for ways to rebut what you're saying, I'm a couple notches, I guess, up when it comes to using the wisdom that I have.
And just being honest, I mean, any just arguments, period, if we get down to the true desire of an argument, it's not about there being a problem. And that's actually one of the tools and gifts in marriage, man, is that once you get to the point where you don't necessarily want to win, but you need to resolve problems, when you become like, hey, this is a problem for us. How do we resolve it? Even in relationships, man, I have a problem with this person. How do I resolve it? It takes you out of an aggressive position.
It does.
And makes you a little vulnerable to listening. Yeah, it makes you neutral because you'll never see a fire be put out with gasoline or fire. You'll never be able to see hate put out with hate. Like, someone is going to have to come on the other person's side to see what they're talking about. So when you're in this type of argument or any kind of dialogue that is displeasing to you, I think if you're a person that's going to be honest with yourself and you're a person that say, oh, I just want to argue, then you know where you are. And people who just want to argue, I'm praying for you, because that's a very painful process you're gonna go through. But a person that is goal oriented and wants to heal relationships and wants to really understand people, because you can't help nobody till you understand them.
Well, the Bible talks about not casting your pearl amongst the swine.
Okay.
You know, why sit and if you have you can have a brilliant heart surgeon and a person who has a GED and they're arguing with one another.
You can't tell the
you
difference.
can't tell
right.
the difference of who's done what.
And
so
truth be
why?
told, neither of them are learning.
Absolutely,
in that place,
absolutely, because they're talking at each other. Which brings me to our next tip, which is wait for a pause to ask questions. You know, we are so quick to hurt. Again, going back to the quick to rebut, instead of listening and really processing new information. It's kind of like especially with millennials and the new age that we're in now, it's that we have all of the answers. And that, you know, we got it. I got the answer. Instead of listening, the most rewarding time of my career as an entrepreneur is when I realized that I didn't know it all. When I realized that I only knew a fraction of where I want to go is where now my channels began to open, because now I'm open to new things. I'm open to new trainings. I'm open to new people, because I understand that I don't have all of the solutions. But because of the way that society teaches us, it's kind of like I have all of the answers, and I'm not waiting for that pause to ask new questions, because I have all of the questions.
Right.
I have all of the answers, rather.
So just to like I said, to get y'all right real back, is that the 10 tips are: you have to face the speaker, you have to show them that you're focusing on them, you have to be attentive but relaxed. Please keep an open mind. You have to listen to the words they're trying to say. You have to listen to the words they're saying and try to picture what they're saying. Don't interrupt them, to impose your solution. 6 is wait for a pause to ask questions. 7 is ask questions only to ensure understanding. So that's really asking the question of, why did you say this? Or what do you mean by that? Not asking the question to try to flip it on them or to question them, but to actually, I need to understand this. Goes back to wisdom. You can't do anything if you don't understand it. Then try to feel what is being said. This is all going back, empathy, understanding, listening. 9 is give regular feedback. And that's just, so how did that make you feel? Or, man, that's a crazy situation to be in. Things that are about the speaker. You're focusing on how this affects them versus you giving them feedback on immediately just disregarding what you heard from them. And then the last part is, pay attention to what isn't being said. We talked about earlier, is that nonverbal. Words only convey a fraction of the message. So this is with relationship. Don't try to jump off the handle when y'all first meet somebody. So, so these are 10. So I hope, we gave y'all 10 tips of conversation, of how to become a better listener and an active listener. Because you could just stand there and pretend you ain't hearing nothing, and that's counterproductive as well. You know what I'm saying? You can't shut down in the middle of dialogue. So I want you guys to try to use some of this stuff out this week, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially on Facebook. I'm telling you, the why approach has really blessed me. So that when you're trying to talk to somebody, if you're trying to persuade somebody, if you're trying to sell something, if you're trying to get to know somebody, listen to them. Most people will tell you exactly what they're about, what they want, and what they desire just by listening. So I tell this to my kids all the time. You cannot learn if you're talking. So listen, man, it's the one and only MeechReal. I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Miss LaToya Early at Chase Great Enterprises. My man Teron Varner of Divine Cuts. Was you gonna tell us your the show, the YouTube that you dropping, or is that later
Yeah,
on?
he cut me off, so I'm gonna wait.
You gonna wait?
I'm gonna wait.
Why you gonna make us wait, bro? We got 60 seconds.
Nah, I'm gonna wait.
You gonna wait? So that mean you gonna come back?
I'm gonna come back.
You gonna come back?
I'm gonna come back.
My God.
Because it's gonna be kind of dope, and I don't know how people gonna feel about it, but we gonna see.
It's gonna be dope. Okay. Well, listen, man. As rude as it sounds, I'm guarantee it will help you. If you want to learn something, shut up or just be quiet. Be quiet real hard, as my grandma would say. It's the one and only MeechReal. Peace of love. See y'all next week.